Thanks, guys. Well, it's an awful split-second decision that's created tragedy this summer. So far this year, 4 people have drowned attempting to save the lives of family members. So, what would you do? And what should you do? Reporter Kayne Peter with this story on how to prepare for the worst and survive.
For too many Maori, this is the last thing they'll see.
Our Maori and Pacific whānau, they go out into remote places. They go out snorkeling for paua, they go out diving for kina or koura, in a secluded area where there may not be surf lifesavers or swim between the flag rules there.
Drowning is the 3rd leading cause of accidental death in the world, and 1 in 5 people who drown in New Zealand are Maori, and many drown trying to save others. The Apapa whānau from Tauranga know this only too well.
I get a phone call from my mother. She was panicking. Mum was saying over and over, "Your father, he's gone, he's missing, I can't find him."
It was a clear summer's day in February 2012, much like this, when Justin's parents, Peter and Kahui, took his younger brother and 2 cousins to collect pipi at Rarapua Beach, an inlet from the Tauranga harbour.
So that's where he was gathering on the left-hand side of the red beacon. The young ones, they were far to the left. While Dad was gathering the pipi, the boys were gradually, slowly, with the low tide, getting pulled out towards the entrance or further to the right.
They panicked, and so my father turned around and he saw the kids were in trouble, swam out to them. He was pushing them towards the shoreline. By that time, my mother had heard the commotion. She made a beeline straight to where Dad was. Mum was, "Come to me, kids, paddle, calm." And then as soon as they got near, she helped them back up to the shallow piece of beach and turned around, and Dad was gone. I've accepted the fact that it was time for my father to go up to heaven with his tupuna and all that. My little brother's just starting to come out about it. As a young person, after the accident, he was saying, "Oh, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have went out." So he was blaming himself.
We all understand the natural impulse to jump into the water when one of your whānau was in trouble. But what do you need to know before you jump into the water? Rob Hewitt survived 4 days floating out at sea, and he knows a thing or two about surviving in the water.
You've got to practice. You've got to put yourself in situations that you may find yourself in. So practice prevents panic. Panic, once you're out there in the ocean, is going to exhaust your energy. You're going to get tired, and then from there, unfortunately, you're going to drown.
If you go out to rescue someone, what is the first thing you need to be aware of?
You need to be aware of the situation that the person's in. Have a look at the rip, if he's caught into a rip, okay, and then from there, provide support to that person.
Do you need to look out for anything before you go into the water?
What you should be looking for is, are there any other people around that can provide assistance? If there's any personal flotation device, bucket, boogie board, could be a chili bin.
So, with Papamoa surf lifeguards on hand, we decided to practice some water survival techniques. Once you get out to the person who you're rescuing, what do you need to do before you engage with them?
First thing you need to do is you need to stand off, okay? Because what they want to try and do is they want to try and come and jump at you. Let them know that you're there to provide support. Once you've done that, swim around to the back of the person, hold in his head and one arm and the middle of his back. As soon as you hold them like this here, okay, they feel that support and they seem to calm down. Okay, then what you do is you're going to swim to a parallel to the beach and out of the rip.
What happens if you can't get out of the rip?
Go out to sea with the current. It will go around 150 to 200 metres out to sea, and then from there you'll be able to come out of the rip and swim back to the shore.
Although Justin Apapa's father drowned in the harbour, Rob's survival techniques can be used in a rip, a river current or a harbour channel.
All you need to do is stay afloat, stay alive. Okay? Kia manu, kia ora.
The Apapa whānau are sharing their story in the hope that it helps other whānau realise the dangers in the moana and other waterways.
Always aware of the dangers now. I mean, you know, it's not going to stop us from having fun or gathering the kai, but always going to be looking for any dangers that could be out there and keeping a very, very close eye on our tamariki when they're having a swim. It's better to have them in front, in between you and the shoreline. Therefore, they're not going to get into any problems.
A hard lesson for the Apapa whānau to learn, but moving forward is their main focus now.
On my father's second year anniversary of passing, we all went down and had all the tamariki swimming in the beach, and everyone was just sitting around and just enjoying it and trying to bring the beach back into the whānau and get that good feeling going. It was a good healing process.
And a part of that healing is being prepared.
I'm going to be putting my daughter into swimming lessons. I mean, they'll be one of the musts.